What is up, everybody? It is I, or Expert, and today we got ourselves an account review. Yes, we are back for the time being. Took a little small break, got a little stale, and was tired of repeating myself over and over again. But we're back, and we're gonna be repeating ourselves over and over again. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get an account review yourself, go to the Discord, join the Discord, give yourself the account review role as well as selecting a race role to be active in said Discord, because if you don't choose a race, you pretty much don't have access to the server. So yeah, if you're just trying to join for account reviews, that's probably not the best idea. But regardless, we're going to be going into this account today. We have Barbaric. From what I know, he's been playing since King of Dean, and he needs help on a few things here and there, such as like knowing what characters to build or what characters to prioritize. I'm assuming for PvE content more than PvP, but that's just my guess. And then what relics he should be working to. So with that knowledge going in, since he started at King of Dean, aka this year, not even like 7 months basically, I'm expecting like lower than 10 mil for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. We'll see exactly how we can break this down and continue from there. So you should like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go and check this out. What are we looking at? 6 mil. Okay. Again, he's been playing since King of Dean, so you're roughly getting like 1 mil a month. Because I think King of Dean came out like 6 months ago. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a little bit sooner, but I feel like it was like 6 or 7 months. But you're roughly getting 1 mil a month, if my calculations are correct. Which isn't horrible. It could be worse, it could be better, but this isn't bad by any means, considering how long you've been playing and like the characters that you have on this screen alone. This isn't bad. So let's start at the bottom. Who do you not own? Okay, yeah, a lot of the older units, which is fine. Let's see, anyone important here? Summer Deanne is pretty important. Unfortunate. The Magelda's okay. Looks like you have the blue one though. So, or the green one? I don't remember the colors. I think she's blue. So you're okay there. Tyr is a good one. Unfortunate. The new Droll, 50-50 depending on your team. But it looks like you do have like Skuld, Loki, and King of Dean. So honestly, this Droll might be worth summoning for you, but I wouldn't recommend it since you don't have any gems to begin with, and Festival's right around the corner. Like, so Droll would be a really good investment for you, but yeah, you're gonna have to skip him and just work with a Matrona of some sort. Nazians is a good one. Unfortunately, you don't have him. Anything else crazy here? No. God, Melly, and Sabanek, I guess, but yeah, they're not really relevant. Margaret is crazy. Margaret is really crazy. I don't think I've ever seen someone without Margaret. Damn, that sucks. Okay, that's fine though. Nothing wrong with that. We all have our ups and downs and struggles and stuff like that. So, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Now oh Jesus. All right. Before I even look at the rest of this, I forgot I have a rubric, right? Because I have to keep it simple and a little shorter on the side of things. So for CC, for how much you've played versus how long you've been playing, that's not a bad CC. 1 mil a month, roughly, isn't bad at all once you even it out. So like by the end of the year, you should easily be at 7 mil, easily. So I'm gonna honestly give you like a 5. I'll give you a 5 for CC, because genuinely speaking, you're on a decent track. You're just not doing like crazy progress, but you're on a decent track. So nothing to be worried about just yet. So now that I'm done with CC, we're getting into the units here. What the fuck is going on here? Defense. Triple crit damage on Jericho is fucking wild. So let's see this gear, right? Okay, this makes sense. Okay, this is like the OG way to make your gear, which is interesting that you're doing it this way. But triple crit damage on Jericho? Hell no, take that off. Absolutely not. Is all your defense pieces just like those two? Oh, that's interesting. I mean, if you're gonna set up all your characters like that, go for it. But realistically, in the current day of gearing, you would want your 2-piece to be the necklace and the earring, not the earring and the rune. But that's just like for min-max purposes. You don't really need to follow that rubric. As long as you understand what you're doing and like that all your 2 pieces are gonna be these two, then you're good. But if you're mixing and matching your 2 pieces, that could go into a downward spiral really fast. So try not to do that. Light Liz, HP defense at the bottom. See, like this. This is proper. That's like current day proper gear. So you already like have a discrepancy. You need to fix one or the other when it comes to that character. HP, okay. But like shit, bro. Your gear is all over the place, aka non-existent. I see double crit resistance defense. Who the fuck is that? Who could that possibly be? But you have, yeah, you're throwing, bro. You have a lot of good characters down here that needs to be built. But I guess that's kind of why I'm here, right? Like Gother, you need to build him for sure. Tristan, you need to build him, but I guess we'll get into that later. The gear is crazy. HP recovery rate, the fuck are we doing? What are we smoking? What is this? Get this out of my face. That is horrendous gear. But what the fuck is going? That's Dreyfus, my nigga? Nah, bro. Absolutely not. That's unacceptable. Why? Why does Dreyfus have double crit resistance on? Are we smoking actual crit defense? My fault. Yeah, that's not how that works. I'm gonna be honest. And then I also see your storage of just random equipment. Brother, you need to salvage this. Why do you have all this crit chance gear? You're never gonna use it. Salvage this shit. Oh my god. Man is out here hoarding, bro. That's crazy work. I'm gonna be real. That's crazy. Attack crit on Jude. What? Your Jude is definitely hitting for patience, but you know what? Hey, bro, lock in. You got it. Attack crit is crazy work. Especially like, yeah, no. Any character, like, okay, here's a tip, right? Let me lean back for this. If the character is not being used in modern day gameplay or PvE, the character 99% of the time is gonna be using HP defense. The only exceptions to that are like PvE characters that are DPSs. For example, Lost Vein Meliodas, LR Milam, Freyr, stuff like that, Freya. Those characters are gonna have attack. If they're useless, like Percival, for example, right? Percival is a really good example because Percival isn't a bad character. He's just not usable in the current day of the game. In PvP, you would still run him on HP defense because he's now a support character. He can do good damage, but he is a support character in the late 2025 of Grand Cross. And then in PvE, HPD, he's a support character. You're not using him in PvE anyway, but HP defense, these characters, bro. Especially if they're not used. Anyways, moving on here. Attack crit on Freyr is fine. He doesn't have cleave though, does he? So I guess that technically may or may not work. But yeah, I don't think this. No, he has a. No, he doesn't have cleave. Huh? Okay. I mean, sure, it might work. I guess. HP crit damage on tier. Okay. What the absolute abominable hell is that? That Monspeed is fucked up. That Esterosa, Halloween Esterosa double defense crit damage, brother. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Fix this. Yeah, you got a lot of work on. You got a lot to work on. Attack lifesteal, based. Attack crit, okay. You have Megamine, which is also pretty good. Attack crit on Scotty, okay. Yeah, that's trash. That's trash. That's trash. And yeah, you just have a lot of fucked up gears. Like a lot of them. Aqua, okay. Why the fuck is Sigurd on attack crit? Sigurd is a sub-slot unit, my brother. Why is he on attack crit? Oh, brother, why? Why did you do that? Do you have you don't have an HP set for him? Why is Sigurd attack crit? He's a sub-slot character. Why is Chandler HP crit? He's a sub-slot character. Why is Arthur attack defense? Alright. Defense crit resistance? Brother, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on here? I am so utterly confused. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Double defense lifesteal? No, bro. Nah, bro. Wrap it the fuck up. What about your actual characters here? Okay, you actually have these characters like decent builds. You running triple defense Demon King? Why? The only reason to run triple defense Demon King is if your Demon King is 3-6. If your Demon King is 1-6 and you're running triple defense gear, you're smoking crack. So I hope to God he's not 1-6. Oh my god, he's not. He is actually 3-6. Okay. Hey. Thank God something makes sense on this account so far. Is it UR gear by any chance? Nice. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Then you're good. You're safe. This is a perfect character. The 3-6 Demon King is also kind of wild. Attack defense on Scold. Okay. Nice. What's your 2-6? 2-6. No, 3-6. Damn, are you like a spender of some sort? Or you just got really lucky? Because that's some good low levels for those characters, considering they like relatively new. Let me see your Konosuba characters. Oh, I can't just type in Konosuba. Are you trolling? I can't just do that. All right, let me see then. Your Darkness is 1/6. Okay. Your Aqua is 1/2/6. Okay, and then I'm assuming your Megumin is 1/6 since she's not even built, which probably means you barely care about the character. Yeah, she's 1/6. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, this gear is abysmal. To not waste any more time on this shit, fix all of this, bro. Holy fuck, there's way too much shit gear. Like Beru, I'm gonna be honest, if you are his attack defense, I'm so sorry for your loss. Beru is a dog shit character. He's good for PvE, but for PvP he is useless. And in PvE circumstances, HP defense is better for him, and he does a million damage without attack crit anyway, or attack defense anyway. So unfortunately, that was a waste of materials for sure. But I mean, other than that, everything seems fine. Your actual characters anyway. The other fucking bottom fraggers, they need help. So before continuing, let's see here. Let's sort by combat class. 61, 71. Okay, your combat classes aren't the greatest, but that's fine. It's also pretty good, to be fair, because you're only at 6 mil. So 71, owning a 71k character is pretty good. What's the O level on you? 1/6? Yeah, that's not bad at all, to be honest. So let's actually look at the old levels here. Boom, boom, and boom. Let's see here. You got a 4/6 melee, 1/6 Liz, or not melee, 4/6 Dian. Out of your 6/6 characters, Tarmiel's pretty good. Mayo's really good. And that's it. I mean, yeah, that's literally it. A 5/6 Lightbond is pretty good. 5/6 Kusak is really good. 5/6 Sigurd's great. So your human teams are relatively beefed up a little bit. Like, you got some good dupes in these characters, to be honest. Oh, you do have Blue Magelda. Okay. Like, yeah, 3/6 Skuld is not bad at all. 3/6 Demon King, 3/6 Gelda. Like, you have some pretty good foundational units, to be fair. So you're probably not struggling that much in PvP at 6 mil. Like, you should be breezing through the low levels. You should at least be mastered easily, even if you're 6 mil. Okay. That's gonna wrap it up. Okay. So overall for your units, I think I can give you a decent score. Like, genuinely speaking, you have a lot of good stuff here. Like, you started at King of the End, but you still got like a really good foundation of characters that you can use in both PvP and PvE, and you got a lot of bit of variations. So probably I'll give you a 7. I'll give you a 7 for units, because I do think you got some good stuff here, and you do have some like potential to get some good synergies going. Now, continuing onward, let's look at your teams here. Your fairy team. Sorry to break it to you, chat. This is not a fairy team. That's a giant. That's a giant. That's a half fairy, and that's a half fairy. This is not a fairy team. Demon team, okay. W. Goddesses, yep. I mean, yep. That's fair. Just use Aqua, and you'll be all right there. Aqua, and then yeah. Solo leveling comp, I guess. Level up, yep, sure, whatever. Ragnarok PvP, yes. The only problem with this is that you want Ludocio on Skuld or King of the End, but yeah, probably Skuld. So take Margaret off for Skuld, not Skuld. Take Margaret off for Ludocio, and then you'll be okay. Whatever that is, sure, it's a standard kind of human team. Sure, that's not bad. It's the same team. Deer team. Why do you have a deer team? That's probably, oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's definitely the weirdest thing I've seen all day. What, we don't need a deer team, you know that, right? Like, you can just go to the deer setup and just make them there. But okay, if you say so. Team 10, again, just to repeat it for their teams. Sin team with Bond in the back. Okay, cool. What is this abomination? I don't even, what the fuck am I looking at? What? Okay. Another Sin team, and then what? The bird? I'm assuming a bird. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be real. These aren't looking too hot so far. Let's see about your demons here. Okay, standard shit, because it's not that hard. What the fuck? Are you smoking crack? Why are you using like the most ragtag team of all time for Grey Demons? Bon is a debuff center unit. The Grey Demon is immune to debuffs. Both of Sung Jin Woo's cards are close range, so you're not gonna hit the Grey Demon. And only one of Escanor's cards are ranged, so you are gonna hit the Grey Demon. What is this team? Why did you do this to yourself? This is the worst team I've ever seen. Oh, hell no! Nah, bro. You're running red, Melascula, and Crimson. Brother, what? Why? Why are you running Chandler in the front? Why are you running Melascula at all? Nah, bro. These team synergies are dog shit. Cause even still, when the demon death matches are easy as hell and you can beat them with any character, who in their right mind would choose two support characters? One being Melascula, who does fuck all nothing because your team is tanky enough to never die, because with any modern day unit, the demon practically hits for patience, and then Chandler is just Chandler. What is this? What are we smoking? We're smoking the good stuff. That's what we're smoking. Ew. I mean, that is a Belmoth team, I guess. That works. And then that is an original demon team, unfortunately. So that also works. And you don't own an Endura team. This makes perfect sense. You don't have LR King. You don't. I mean, you do have Blue Freyr and Beru, so you can make the Blue Freyr Endura setup and not whatever the fuck I'm looking at here. So actively speaking, you do have the Endura team. You just need to, you know, build the characters. But even still, you're not doing that shit on hell difficulty. You're gonna have a better time doing like the easier ones for sure. All right, moving on. PvP, standard stuff, nothing crazy. Okay, yeah, nothing crazy, and then yeah. So yeah, overall your teams are complete ass, to be honest. The teams aren't that great. Even the teams for like certain like content is like okay, but like it's really, you have better options. I don't know why the fuck you're using like the worst options you could ever ask for in your box. But hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So yeah, for teams, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 4. Like, you have some decent stuff here and there, but overall, there's way more worse teams than good teams. So at the most, I can give you a 5, but I don't think it's mid by any means. I think the teams are actually just bad. So I'll give you a 4 there. So moving on, Constellation, I didn't get to look, but 6 mil, I'm guessing you're like in the 3rd one. Okay, you're done. You're in the 4th one. So you get 4 points for being in the 4th Constellation. That's just by default. And then moving on, let's go look at your PvP. And looking at it, let's go see where you are. You're champ 5 in PvP. Okay, good for you. 178 is super low, but at least you made it to champ 5, so you really don't need to do anything else at that point. Just consistently log in, participate, and then you don't need to worry about actually building. 50 gems a week is a beautiful sight. So moving on, let's see what you got over here. So you get 5 points for being in champ 5. That's like the minimum. And then you get 5 extra points for everything. So you're gold 4, so you're still gold tier. So I guess that still would suffice for you having a 5 for PvP. So we're just gonna give you a 5 there, because gold 4 really isn't that big of a jump. Granted, you got some games and you've been playing a lot more geared than ungeared, but it's still like, and you're also losing in geared, so, or gold. So that's kind of wild. All right, moving on. Let's go look at your stores here. What do you have in this pretty little pouch? Okay. No mats, no materials, which is technically a good thing. So at least I know you're not holding on to stuff. This is good. You can True Awakening unknown, but whatever. True Awakening at 6 mil is actually a scam. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Everything looks pretty standard in terms of someone who's actively building characters. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's really simple stuff. So this technically works. So far I'm looking at like a 7 for your storage, but let's continue. Maybe you threw something out of the window at some point. This looks fine as well. This is standard, typical one-use item storage, as it should be. The last but not least, miscellaneous is nothing but fodder. All right, you know what? I'll be a little generous this time. I think we'll give you 8, you know, because you don't have an excess amount of anything. Actually, at that point, you might have a 9. Like, your storage isn't perfect, but you definitely have, like, you know, been using your material and you haven't been farming much either, from what I can see. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a 9. I'll be generous and give you a solid 9 for your storage. I didn't mention it, but since I'm here, I don't think you have rezeroed, right? Because obviously, if you don't have beet rice, you automatically just kind of lose that life. Yeah, you don't. Okay, so you get a 0 for beet rice, unfortunately. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. And now we're just gonna wrap it up and go into the last little segment here for this video, which is the miscellaneous segment, where he wants to get help with stuff that's very specific. And so to reiterate on what he wants from this encounter, he needs to know what characters to worry about targeting and whose holy relics to get. So, starting off with the first little beefy cake of down there. What characters you should be building. Let's go ahead and reset the sort thing here. Okay. As far as PvP goes, you should definitely be building the Giant team and the Goddess team at the moment. Anything else is kind of like cool. Unknowns are okay. Humans are irrelevant. Darkness is pretty good. So a human team would still work. Have darkness. What you do? And then like, I guess it's pretty diverse in terms of quote unquote meta. But the number one team in the game is definitely still Aqua with the Goddess team. So if you really want to like succeed in PvP, you might want to get to building or finishing Aqua and running the Goddess team, which you already have. So there's nothing to worry about that, except for the Super Awakening a Latte. And that's about it. But in terms of like that in PvE, I mean, Freya is a good one that you could build, but I don't think it's necessary per se. But she is really good for Needhogger, and she really doesn't have a true replacement for that yet. So that's up to you. Sigurd is definitely someone you need to rebuild. Get rid of his attack-based gear. Sigurd is a good unit. And then also Tarmio. He needs to be level 100. I don't know why he isn't. And then also Sario. Like, you have the best Goddess team in the game. You have Sario. You have the new Tristan. So honestly, build the fucking Goddess units and run Goddesses. And then you could probably even do like Demon King and shit like that with the Goddess comp if you really felt like it. Since Aqua provides a lot of stuff that the Goddesses didn't have before. But Aqua, yeah, we want to build her for sure. Lolly Merlin, nah, I was gonna say sure, but nah, you don't need her. Not really. Nanashi is a must. I don't know why he isn't maxed out yet, but Nanashi is 100% a must build. Jormungandr, the red one, is a must build. Roxy is a if you want to kind of character. Blue Magelda is definitely worth it. Red Brunhild is definitely worth it. OG Tarmio, it could be worth it, but I guess you wouldn't really ever use that ever, so I guess you can probably skip on that one then. Megumin, obviously, build her up. Scotty is really good, you can build her up as well. Camilla, the green one. Engelhard, Halloween Estarossa, Green Brunhild, Ragnarok Ban, I guess, because you seem to like him a lot for some reason. Easton, peak sub-slot unit. You don't even need Sigurd if you build Easton. Blue Freyr, you need him for Endura. Everyone else you can use at your own leisure. You are Gother not being maxed out is crazy to me. The fact that he's still level 60 is wicked work. Yeah, fix that up, bro. Tristan, build him up as well. Jenna, build her up. Valentine Deanne, build her up. Green Matrona, the bird Matrona, build her up. And then that about covers like the most important ones in your box. And most of the ones I'm telling you to build up are like PvE characters. Because PvP is irrelevant. It is. Once you get to Champ 5, do whatever the fuck you want. But genuinely, you just need to build your PvE. And finally, moving on to the last little segment, is the Holy Relic priority list. So let's actually see what you got over here in terms of Holy Relics themselves. 3, 4, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so let's start from Bird. There probably isn't any mandatory ones here. The only ones I can think of is LR Bond, or, you know, Nunchuck Bond. His relic is really worth it. Everyone else is pretty dead, so they're all relatively useless. Gother, yeah, he's useless. Shit, Roxy. Magelda and Sigurd are for sure worth it, especially in Brunhild. Magelda, Sigurd, Brunhild are all three really good. Jenna's really good. Zaneri is really good for Belma. And then everything else is pretty much fodder. Yeah, so it's really just these 4 relics. The Sigurd, Magelda, Brunhild, and LR Bond. Every other relic is pretty much irrelevant for Bird. You can just get them for CC purposes at some point. When it comes to Deer, the King relic is really good. That's the only one that really matters. Margaret's relic is really good, but you already have it, so it's fine. Let me actually hide the... So yeah, it's just King. Everything else is... Yeah, just King. Maybe Helbram, but just King. And then for Skull and Hottie, Drill's relic might be okay now that the new Drill's out, you know. Drill's relic is pretty fucking strong. So this new Drill might be cracked, just saying. Scotty's relic is relevant. Matrona's relic is 100% worth it. Chandler's relic is worth it. Nanashi is a must. Nanashi is the first relic you should be getting from Skull and Hottie. The first relic. Don't worry about nothing else. Get his first, and then you can build all the other ones I just mentioned. Because everything else under that is kind of pointless. Now for Needhogger, Freya, Lost Vein, Deanne, Freyr, Esterosa, Roxy, and then those are like the important ones. Everyone else is like okay. And then last but not least, for the squirrel, we can say Trader Meliodas, Camilla, Bon, Escanor, Chandler, maybe Tristan, but the top priority ones is probably going to be Chandler, Light Escanor, and Camilla. Those are going to be our top priorities. So, in terms of helping out there, I would say that I did a decent job there, and I actually, you had reason to ask for those 3 topics. So I'll give you your 2 free points there. And then we can wrap it on up with your final score, which comes up to 36. You came up to a 36. That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's definitely not the lowest score, but it's somewhere like in the middle. So basically, with this, write down. I was a little generous here and there, but basically what this is saying is that you're on a good path, and the account isn't bad at all by any means. You just need to fix the fucking gear. The gear is atrocious. Granted, it's all fodder gear. You didn't upgrade most of it, but like the characters like Sigurd with leveled up attack defense, give that man HP defense. He is a sub-flat character. He does not need attack. Other than that though, that's gonna be a video. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna run to 3,000 subs. And if you will excuse me, I'm gonna go take a freaking nap. I work tonight. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace and have a wonderful day.